Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review.
Upon further review,
And in this edition, we'll be talking about the Green Bay Packers versus the Miami Dolphins. This Week 6 matchup will be happening on October 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch that on your local Fox affiliates. So the Packers are coming into this game with a record of 3-2, and the Dolphins are at 2-2 as they had a bye week. The Packers started off losing by 20 points to the Seahawks in Seattle in Week 1, but then they bounced back with a victory in Week 2 at home against the Jets. They went on the road and lost to the Lions, but then the next week they went to Chicago and they beat the Bears, and then they came home and beat the Vikings in Green Bay on Thursday Night Football in a very impressive fashion as they won by 32 points. And now here in Week 6, they're going on the road to Miami to face the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are coming off of that win in London over the Raiders. They had that bye week to follow that last week. But going back to Week 1, they beat the Patriots in Miami. But then they went to Buffalo and lost. And then the Chiefs came to Miami and beat them. And as I said, they went to London and they beat the Raiders. So that's how we got to this point right now. And let's look inside the stats between these two teams. Well, for these two teams so far on the 2014 season. And the Packers are 18th in the NFL in passing yards per game, and the Dolphins are 23rd. And when it comes to passing defense, that's a strength for both of these teams. The Packers are 6th in the NFL when it comes to yards allowed through the air, and the Dolphins are 9th. So they both have excellent pass defenses, good secondaries. The Packers, actually, it seems as if they're close to the Dolphins when it comes to passing attack, but it's a very deceptive number, the fact that the Packers are 18th in the NFL in passing yards, because a lot of that is that they got off to somewhat of a slow start, and Aaron Rodgers has been on fire the last couple weeks, though, and that number is sure to rise in the next few games. Also, part of that is too when they get good field position, they don't necessarily have to go so far to score, and we'll get to that in a moment. But either way, the advantage goes to the Packers in the passing game without a doubt. Aaron Rodgers is a far better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. Of course, Tannehill is still young, and we'll see how he develops. But let's look at the running stats. And when it comes to running the ball, the Packers are 25th in the NFL with rushing yards. Of course, Eddie Lacy is a capable running back, but he doesn't get a lot of carries. If we actually look at the amount of carries he gets versus the amount of passing plays, Eddie Lacy has had the ball in his hands 66 times on rushing plays, and Aaron Rodgers has passed the ball 147 times. So they definitely are a pass-happy team, as is most teams in the NFL these days. But if we look at the Dolphins are actually 5th in the NFL when it comes to rushing yards. As they've, even with Knowshon Moreno getting hurt, Lamar Miller has stepped in there, and he has been very impressive, and he's been putting up similar numbers, as he actually averages more yards per carry than Moreno did before he went down. And if you look at, they do pass the ball. They pass the ball 155 times versus 114 rushing plays. But they actually still, that's where their strength is. They need to run the ball more and keep, pounding the rock. And if we look at the run defense, the Packers are dead last in the NFL when it comes to run defense. They're 32. And the Dolphins are 13. So they're actually decent against the run. Of course, the Packers have gone against beast mode Marshawn Lynch. They also went against the Jets and Chris Ivory and Chris Johnson. Detroit doesn't have a running game, but the Bears, Matt Forte, he's definitely capable. And then, Minnesota, even though without AP, Asiata's doing all right, and McKinnon, but so when it comes to running the ball, the advantage is clearly in the favor of the Dolphins on both sides, offense and defense. But let's look at the points scored. And when it comes to points for, the Packers have scored the 7th most points in the NFL this year, and the Dolphins are the 14th most. So the Packers are in the top 10 in scoring, just outside the top 5. They're at 7. So they put up points. They don't really have much trouble scoring, even though they haven't been putting up a lot of yards, per se. Of course, part of that has to do with their defense and with their special teams, getting them in good positions so they don't really need a lot of yards to score. The Dolphins, they're more middle of the road. They don't put up a lot of points. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Even if we look at the Dolphins so far this year, they put up 33 in week 1, but then only 10 points in week 2, and then only 15 points in week 3, and then they put up 38 in week 4. So it's which Dolphins team is it going to be? And, the Dolphins could make this interesting. We look at points against. The Packers are 10th in points allowed, and the Dolphins are 19th. So definitely, when it comes to scoring, and that's really the name of the game, the Packers are better at scoring, and they are better at stopping their opponent from scoring. Whereas the Dolphins are middle of the road at best when it comes to stopping a team and also putting up points on the board. So the advantage goes to the Packers. Like I said, I almost went with Miami because it's in Miami, and it takes a lot for me to go with a road team. And the Dolphins do have that running attack, and they are, they're decent on defense. They're not bad, 9 against the pass, 13 against the run. That's not, bad. It's okay. It's even good. Not great, but it's borderline good. They're on the better side of defenses, except for their points allowed, though. That's where the problem is they let up a lot of points. Even when they win, they let up 20 points to New England. Of course, that's pretty good to hold them to that, but they let up 14 to the Raiders, but the Raiders are garbage, so I mean, really, why they even let them score? But the Packers, though, they're just too much. They're too good to go against, and with their pass defense, they should be able to get some turnovers. And even though the Dolphins should be able to run all over them, Aaron Rodgers doesn't need time. All he needs is the ball. It don't matter how much time is on the clock, he'll get it in the end zone. He only really needs one play to hit Jordy Nelson or Randall Cobb, and it's a touchdown. So, even though I think the Dolphins can make it interesting if they can just hold on to the ball and if they can keep scoring, they got to turn their possessions into points one way or another, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. And if they can win that battle of possession, just keep pounding the ball, keeping the Packers defense tired, keeping their defense fresh, then they stand a chance. And you never know. I wouldn't be shocked to see the Dolphins pull it out, but I just think that Aaron Rodgers right now, he's too talented. He's on fire. He's just hit his stride. And the Packers, they're really, they've got momentum in their favor. And I think that they're actually coming together. They're gelling right now. And I think that their defense is going to play better this week. They're just improving, it seems, each week, building on their successes. So I see them having more success here, and I see them winning this game. So that's what I think. I think they win this one. I feel like they'll win it by a touchdown. Definitely see that happening, maybe even as much as a double digits. But don't be shocked at the Dolphins, making a field goal. But let me know what you think. I'm very interested to hear your opinions by leaving a comment in the comment section below. Also, you can hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. That lets us know that you did enjoy the show. Otherwise, how would we know? And if you like this content and you want more of it, then go ahead and subscribe, as we will be bringing you, upon further reviews, for every single game in the NFL season this year and next year too. And we also bring you recaps for every game. We're covering the baseball playoffs, some college football as well. And we also have our weekly show, The Wedge, where we do quick picks, fantasy picks, and we do a weekly rewind, as well as the Thursday night upon further review. So keep an eye out for that. So once again, thank you very much for listening. It is greatly appreciated. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and enjoy all the sports.